Hey folks, it's been a while, I know. I haven't done this in a while. A lot of life changes. Got a new job, quit that job, and now I'm just here again, and I will probably get a new job soon. But right now, I thought, let's just make a few more fun videos and see what happens. Saw the new Star Trek show, Star Trek Academy. It's not the best thing, but it's better than Strange New World Season 3, am I right? Well, that's what I came here to talk about. Strange New World Season 3 was not very good. In fact, there's only one episode that I actually thought was good. Most of them are just kind of okay, and they never quite clear that bar. But the first season of Strange New Worlds was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty freaking good. And its pilot episode was actually one of the best pilot episodes in the series. Let's take a look why. The plot of Strange New Worlds is very simple, but also it has more complex themes than it's letting on. After Pike's first officer Una is taken by a pre-warp civilization in a botched first contact effect, Pike must come out of a self-induced exile after the events of Discovery to help save her. It's a pretty simple plot summary, but what lies within is some more interesting and more complex stuff. It starts out from a very Earth-like alien civilization. They are clearly aliens, but they are also clearly meant to be stand-ins for humans because they have very human-like features. It's not far more advanced for us. It's very not-so-distant future-coded. They detect a UFO in orbit around the planet, only it isn't a UFO, at least not from our perspective. It's a Federation ship. Now that is a really good cliffhanger that really sets the mood. And forces and sees what the writers want to get across. These people are very much like we are now, in what humans used to be in the Star Trek universe. This is bolstered by the fact that Pike is watching The Day the Earth Stood Still. The Day the Earth Stood Still is about an alien coming down to Earth to see if we are truly ready to join the greater out there civilization, the greater space community. And if we don't cut out our weapons of mass destruction and our nuclear devices, then he may have to do something about it later on. And that's exactly what Pike will do later in this movie. You know, take me to your leader. See, later on, it is actually found out that we ended up causing this because of the actions during the Discovery Season 2 that involved the control from the future kind of stuff. And they ended up witnessing a giant explosion in space. But unlike every other civilization which has used this to build a warp drive, they use it to build a warp bomb. One faction of the planet is building a warp bomb to use on another faction of the planet. Now, this is not good. Technically, there's also the reason of the General Order 1, or what would become later the Prime Directive, about not interfering with the internal struggle of this planet. But Pike, the way he sees it, and the way I think it should be applied, is from the events that this planet observed during Discovery Season 2. We have already screwed this planet, and we need to make it better. It is our job to save these people from destroying ourselves. And what Pike ends up doing after some shenanigans, they ends up taking a cue from Klaatu, from The Day the Earth Is Still. He goes to the leaders of both factions that are warring on this planet, and he says, if you guys don't change, then you'll destroy yourselves, just like we did during World War III. Because in the Star Trek universe, humans, we basically end up destroying a large portion of the population through World War III from our own petty differences. And it's actually very similar to where we are now. If this civilization can't learn to cooperate, then what chance do we have in the 21st century? We are also at a time where we are divided more than ever. So, it's a very Star Trek thing to do something that reflects our current political civilization through the lens of an alien contact. So, Pike's not only speaking to them, He's speaking to us. Our modern day human race, we need to stop all this. Stop all this divisiveness and get together to make a real change, or Star Trek future will never come true. And that's kind of a shame, man. That's all I got. Maybe we can learn from this episode and learn from the fictional Star Trek past/future. Who knows? Maybe we'll, maybe we won't. That's all I have to say.